Chris. I'm the Camping Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. Today is Thursday, May 2nd. Can you believe it's May already? It's a beautiful spring day here in Northwest New Jersey. You will probably hear my birds that I have in the house. We have a couple of cockatiels and some parrots because the birds outside are singing like crazy because it's so nice outside. So welcome. If you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around and find something that you like. If you're returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sticking around and spending your time with me. Today I'm going to have I have 2 FOs, a couple of whips, not a lot of haul. Actually I have to go over there and grab the haul. But what else? Plans. I do have some gift away people to announce. I will announce them and then post their little screenshots at the end. And, you know, just general jibber jabber, chit chat, you know, things like that. So let's just jump right in. So we are in May. This is my April. Look at these. You could see I do stitch every single day, usually. If I don't, there's something major going on. But anyway, so I had, let's see, how many new starts? 8 new starts in April. Did I say this was May? This is April. This is April wrap up. May, I don't have much in because we're only on the 2nd, so here we go. Only have 1 new start. So I had 8 new starts. I had 7 FOs and 8 FFOs. So you guys saw most of them the last in Flosstube 49. This is actually my 50th Flosstube. I'm kind of like, wow, 50. I wish I was 50. Anyway, this past 2-ish weeks, I have 2 FOs to go and show you. The first one is, this was a long-standing whip. I started back in October of 2022. This was a kit from the Homespun needlework group on Facebook. They offer exclusives. It's run by Julie Kersave. So if you're not a member over there, you know, it's really a great group to join. They have a lot of wonderful offerings. And I mean, I don't get every single one of them, but this one, this is a Scarlet House. This has since been released, so you can find it, just not in a kit form. It came with, the fabric. And it came with the floss, and it also came with a little pin keep, which I will start this month to finish. I wish I should have brought the chart for you to see, but this was done on 36 count Steinbeck by Needle and Flax, 1/2 threads. And I finished it. So October 2022 to April 2024. And that is I love it. It's so pretty. And I love stitching letters, so. But a sampler for all seasons by the Scarlet House. I just love those blocks. Oh, look at that. This one's actually ironed because, you know, I iron them when I'm done. I don't like to press my stitching a lot because I really don't like to crush the stitches, and I know you guys get it. So that was my first FFO. That was a big one to have done off of my Whip Go. So on my Whip Go, that wasn't even a Whip Go call. I just grabbed it out of my whip basket and said, I'm finishing this. So on my Whip Go, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 finishes so far, which I'm really happy with. I like to see things getting finished, and especially some of the bigger projects. So, because then I don't feel so, you know, I don't feel anything like I shouldn't start little things. But anyway, there was a new start because there was a stitch along. There is a stitch along. This is the Bee Farm Sal. It is a stitch along with Erin Elizabeth Design. She's the designer. Helen D, East Coast Crafter, and Cobweb Corner is where you can get the chart. And I finished it. So it is flippin' adorable. I don't usually stitch with 2 strands, but this is done on 32 count Platinum Lugana. I believe the chart calls for 28 count, but I didn't have any 28 count, so I just stuck with the 32 count, 2 strands over 2, all are called for DMC. And in my haul, I'll show you, there's a little bee hut. I'm sure you've seen it a million trillion times, but there's a little bee hut that I have to paint, and this gets mounted on that. I can't wait to finish that up. Maybe this weekend, because I think it's supposed to, you know, it's such a nice weekend. So those are my FOs. That is, yeah, just 2. I think that's pretty good. As far as my whips / new starts, I had 2 new starts, but one of the whips I was working on, and I'll show you that first. I've got stuff everywhere, peoples. This is American Sampler. This is by Plum Street. It's a big one. And the last time I told you guys I ran out of Pelican Gray. Well, I got my Pelican Gray. Man, this is a lot of stitching. But it's just so worth it. And this is where I am. So, I have been working diligently. I filled in the rest of the mortar on the house. Over here, we have the flowers of Froglandia, because I frogged them so many darn stinking times. And then I just finished stitching the tree. I have to put all the leaves on the tree. The lady and the gentleman are done. And then see, around the fence is a huge, never-ending field of grass. And then we will have some words at the bottom, which I will put in last. I have not changed anything on this. I've stitched it as it's been called for. Here are the threads, all the called for threads. And let me see. It is on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. If you think I'm stitching fast, I'm not. I started it last March 2023. And I just pull it out whenever. But now I feel like when you're 3/4 of the way done, I just want to finish it. So I'll be pulling this out when I'm working on other stuff this month. And hopefully it'll be a May finish. Hopefully by the next Flosstube. So that's American Sampler by Plum Street. Okay. Now the next 2 are new starts since the last time we met. This is a stitch along with my friends that attended the library Stitchers Retreat, which I hear was fantastic and wonderful, and I wish I could have gone, and I hope they have it again, but that's still, that's not being discussed. But they did start Good Intentions, so I tagged along with them by Kathy Barrick. I am doing this darker version. I am using the called for dinky dye, not dinky dye, sorry, the called for MPI. Some of the other girls are using dinky dyes, which look beautiful. And the called for fabric is Seaweed from Fox and Rabbit, which is, I love it. I think I want to get a big honking piece of it. And here's where I am. This is what I've got. And this is on 40 count. So I'm definitely stitching this with my magnifier because of the darkness and the 40 count. It's just easier on my eyes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Keeping it in my Whippa-Keepa from my friend Stephanie, the New England Stitcher. I know I showed this to you guys, but it's gorgeous. And that was one new start. That was on the 20th of April. We all started that. And then yesterday was the beginning of the building block sale, and that's being hosted by the Carolina Stitchers, Joy and MK, and Missy and Kathy of Two Needles Pulling Threads. So, you know, I, of course, have all these wonderful block patterns, but I had to start with the latest ones that I just received. The Log Cabin Christmas from Little House Needleworks. So there's Log Cabin Squirrel. That's the first one. The second one is Log Cabin Bunnies. And the third one is going to be the Fox, and that's supposed to be released tomorrow, I believe. Don't quote me, but I think that's what I saw. And I'm not taking this out of the hoop because I'm not taking it out of the hoop. But I do want to show it to you in the right perspective. So here's where I am. I started the first one yesterday, and I've got the outline of the block. So I am doing it all on one piece. So this is 36 count Pink Salt Lake by Fox and Rabbit Designs. Love it. And the chart calls for 32 count natural raw linen. Sometimes I use the called for, sometimes I don't. I really like this Pink Salt Lake. It's a really nice neutral color. And I think I wanted something that it calls for eggshell, using the called for threads. So they're mostly, there's 2 DMCs and they're classic colorworks, but that eggshell, I wanted that to show. I wanted that to show up. And on the piece of natural raw linen that I had, it did not. So there's a lot. There's a good bit of the eggshell. You could see it. I'm sorry for the shiny, but you could see it. It's all the snow in there. And then on this one, same thing. It's all the snow around the house and the snowflakes and stuff. So that was New Start yesterday. That is the building block sale. So check that out. You can go watch the Carolina Stitchers, Two Needles Pulling Thread. They talk about it. It started yesterday. You can jump in any time. Fun, fun, fun. I'd sell that. I think that was it for all. Just, you won't know I'm gone, but, well, you knew I was gone because I said you won't know I'm gone, but now the only other thing I worked on was my Hawr and Hollow. I am working on the map of Hawr and Hollow. I am using 36 count aged hazelwood by XJU Designs. There is a group that Pam from Stitch New England, she has a Zoom once a month, and then I stitch on this on Sundays. So I've made a good bit of progress. I've gotten more of the hawk done, some of the feathers, and we're getting there. I'm going to try to actually stick to the fact that it's my Sunday stitch and actually do it. I'm using all the called for DMCs on this. So I really would like to start shores of Hawr and Hollow. I have the Village of Hawr and Hollow. Sorry, I'm kind of almost sorry I started that because, as you've heard me say, I always say I should have started maps first. And my second would have been Shores. I just can't decide if I want to use the DMC for Shores or get the Vicki Clayton silks. So if you are stitching it and you are using the Vicki Clayton silks, message me so I can see your your whip, because I need help making up my mind on that. But I love that. I love nautical. So that's it for the whips. What is going on next? How about haul? I don't have a ton. I did get this haul and some Stitchy Kindness. Let me show you. I didn't take them out. But for the bee farm, I did purchase the hut from Paisley's and Polka Dots. And while I was at it, I purchased the flower round. Because Erin Elizabeth has there's a little house that I really want to stitch. And it's just so cute. Well, I cannot wait to put that together and paint it. So this will be upcoming finishing project. As far as haul that I purchased, I don't think I showed these to you before, but I had to order a bunch of threads from 123 Stitch, and I can't possibly not order a pattern. So, and Plum Street, I have a problem with that. So, Spring is Sprung, which I think might be a new start soon. And did I show you this? It could have been. Anyway, Serenity, because I believe we're going to sell it. I'm not sure when. We're talking about it. I know a bunch of people have sold it already, so. But this is absolutely stunning. Just when Teresa comes out with something that's beautiful, I'm like, how the heck does she do that? She's so talented. I did get some Stitchy Kindness from my daughter-in-law. She has some really awesome art thrift shops or art secondhand shops in her area. So she found this for me, which is just so gonna be a stitch this summer. And she also found, as Julie from Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie says, a shepherd's bush. And it's so pretty. And the fabric, the beads, the floss, it's called Cranberry Pinafore. And I do have a couple of shepherd's bush, the long stitches already done, so this will go along nicely on the wall. So, oh, and this is another one she had kind of snuck down in there. I don't want to show you the chart, but here it's a Bent Creek, and there's the picture of it. It is called Hope. It's so cute. It's from 1999. So that'll be an upcoming stitch. So that was a nice little gift. And my trunk show returned from the Library Stitches Retreat. And there was a special little gift in it from Amy. Oh God, 2 cross stitchers. Am I saying that right? I hope so. If I'm not saying it right, I'm gonna put a correction there. Her and Mary Lou, they have their Flosstube. Check them out. Look at this. Oh my God. She made me a keeper. Oh my goodness. It just unbelievable. Gorgeous. Thank you so much, Amy. I just look at the Camp Bears. Isn't that awesome? Kindness, and just thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I didn't want to use it but that's gonna be my camping. Definitely come with me camping. Don't know when our first camping trip's gonna be yet, because we got some stuff going on. Nothing bad, just, you know, things we got to get taken care of before we can go away. And hopefully we'll get out there later in May. So camper's ready to go. My husband unwinterized it, dewinterized it. I have to get in there and just wipe things down. I like to wipe things down before we head out. I just saw recently on someone's camping channel, RV channel, they showed the layout of my kitchenette, you know, where the seating is. And for some reason, they have storage under the back bench seat. And we always thought, because we have a compartment underneath there. So we always thought our compartment was directly underneath that seat. And I think it is. But I was like, wow, they have storage. They must have a different compartment layout. But I have to go now check that out because it's bugging me that we would have had storage for 3 years and I didn't know about it. Anyway, one more thing, a haul. So this morning, if you check out Emily Call on her Instagram, she's having a sale until the 4th. If you buy $30 worth of charge, you get a discount. So she just put out 3 new ones. So I purchased America. It's so cute. And I purchased My Home Sweet Home. And I have Thankful, Grateful, Blessed, because I've been eyeing that for a while and I just never did it. And there you go. Bingo. Can't wait to stitch that. Fall. Yes, I'm thinking fall. We haven't even hit summer yet. But I've just been seeing bunches of posts on Instagram about Hobby Lobby having their fall stuff out already. Let's not push it, people. Can we enjoy like Memorial Day and Labor Day and 4th of July and the summer before you start hyping the holidays, man? I mean, fall is my favorite, so I'm okay with it, but kind of rushing the seasons a little bit. Okay. So that's it for Haul and Stitchy Kindness. I'm trying to think. Sal's coming up. Well, this is the building blocks. Sal just started yesterday. I'm still working on my leap year 2024 Sal. I did a check-in with my Facebook group the other day. People are still plugging away. It's not a full 4-year Sal. It is if you want it to be. I'm just going to be doing check-ins for the year because who knows what's going to happen in 4 years. But I do want to have a Zoom soon, and I think I'll probably schedule something for next week, 1 weeknight next week. So keep an eye out for that. I'll post it in my Facebook group. So if you're not, I've had a lot of new requests this week. So, you know, I'm not sure how people are finding it, but I'm glad that you are. You don't have to be a camper to be in the group. It's just, I'm the camping stitcher. It's my group. A cross stitcher. That's what it's about. So come join, and this way you'll see when I schedule the Zoom and you can join in. So, okay, what do we got? What else? Oh, my plans. So first, before I forget about this, Jen, Stitching in the Bluegrass / Spunky Jen on Instagram. She's Stitching on the Bluegrass on YouTube, and then she's Spunky Jen on Instagram. Her and I are going to start a Sal. Isn't that weird? I did talk about doing this, and she's like, I'll do it. And I said, okay. And she came up with a great hashtag. It's Primrose Minow. We're going to start it on Mother's Day. We are going to start with the May block. So if you want to join in, tag us. Like I said, we're starting with the May block because it's May. So, you know, Sals for me are basically start-alongs. They're not stitch-alongs because I just... So, you know how it goes. But that's the next Sal up because who doesn't need a new Sal? Other plans. So my WIPCO calls for May are Mary Clean, which I am almost done with. So I think My goal for WIPGO is to work on whatever is called 5 times. So there were 3 numbers called this month because the center square was called. So it's 13, 19, and 5. So my center square is Hawr and Hollow. Any Hawr and Hollow. I didn't take it as a free space because I figured I could pull out a Hawr and Hollow and do a little bit on each one of those. It's the responsible thing to do for me. The 5 block is Brick House Sampler by Bernard Gervais, I want to say. And then Mary Clayton is Hats. So let's get something done. Let's get one of those finished. So those are my plans. And the next cell coming up after that, I think Brandy from Beanie Stitchery has Mighty Acorns coming up, but I have already stitched that. And then Niecy Stitches, her birthday sale is coming up at the end of May, towards the end of May. So for that one, I am going to stitch When Cardinals Appear by JBW Designs. So those are plans. The next thing is, I'm checking my notes because you know I'm going to forget something. Let me just tell you who the winners were of my gift away. My 5,000 subscriber gift away. This is for a PDF of Spring Blooms, my newest release, which is, let's see. My camel pants. This was the PDF I'm giving away. And I will put your screenshot at the end, but the 5 that were chosen were Christy Rohm, R-O-H-M, 1500, School Bus Stitcher, Super Mac Mom, Connie Sefkin, 4696, and Tammy Morgan, 1487. So if you heard your name or you see your screenshot at the end, email me at thecampingstitcher@gmail.com and we will get you your PDF of Spring Blooms. Okay. That's it, I think. That's all I've got. It's going to be a short one today. Well, you know, relatively speaking. The last one I had was like an hour and that was like crazy. I don't usually do real long. I do have a campfire story, so if you are interested in that, stick around. If not, thank you for hanging out with me, listening to the jibber jabber. I hope you're doing well. I hope spring is sprung where you are, and if it's fall in your area of the world or wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying what you're doing, your season. I hope you're safe and healthy and you get plenty of time to stitch. Okay, so this week's campfire story is we were camping in Basin, which I think is in New Hampshire. Because when you're in the White Mountains in that area, it's like Maine, New Hampshire, Maine. It's like you kind of go through it. Anyway, Basin Campground. So it was the first year, I think, that we had our second year that we had our first hard-sided camper. We had gone from a pop-up to a hard-sided little fun finder. And it was, we only had our one dog, Sophie. I believe it was, yeah. And we loved it when, you know, after the weekend, people would clear out on a Monday or a Tuesday, and you'd pretty much have the campground to yourself if you were camping for like a week at a time or something. So my husband had gone, I don't know, either it was fishing or kayaking out in the Basin Lake there. And I was just sitting at the campsite with Sophie, and I was probably reading a book or knitting and sitting in a chair. And the way our campsite was, we were tucked in alongside this rocky outcrop, and then the back of our campsite went up and over the mountain. So we're sitting there, me and Soph, minding our own business. It's quiet as can be. And, you know, I think it's true what they say about how the wildlife in the area knows when people, you know, the routines of people and how they clear out and what times to come around. And because we're sitting there minding our own business, and I hear this, start hearing this noise, and I'm like, what is that? Is like someone hiking back there? And we're just sitting there, and I'm listening, and I'm hearing this occasional noise, and it stops, and I'm looking, and I don't see anything. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in my chair, looking at a moose. He walked right into our campsite. He was like, I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, no, what are you doing here? And we just looked at each other for a minute. Sophie, my little Yorkie poo, gets up like, oh, I don't think so. And she starts barking at it. And I'm like, oh, I don't think this is going to end well. So I grab her and I just open the door of the camper and I chuck her in. I hop in. And of course, I'm like, oh, well, I have to get a picture of this. I grab my camera and I open the door again. And he is just full rack. I'm guessing, I didn't check. I'm thinking it was a male, right? If you know about moose, you let me know. Full rack, that's okay. So I'm taking pictures of him, and he's totally annoyed. Like, not so annoyed he'd do something about it, but like, he was annoyed enough to be like, you know, you guys, you need to leave. This is my area. I mean, it was a perfect moose area, but he just like right into the campsite. Like, we were in his way. And then he ate for a little bit, and then he moseyed on across the road, and then down across the other side of the loop, and down towards the Basin Lake, where I'm sure is where he really wanted to be. But yeah, that's our second moose encounter that I know enough to be respectful of moose. But yeah, it's the neatest thing when you're camping and you have encounters like that you end up, everybody's okay and the animal's okay, and, you know, things like that. But that, yeah, our second moose encounter there. The other one was, I think I told you guys about the bog and Deer Hill, but yep, just wandered right in. Kind of peeved that we were in his space, but we left him alone, and he moseyed on out, and that is it. That is my campfire story for this week. And if you stuck around, thanks. I appreciate you. I really appreciate your comments. I don't always get to answer all of them, but I do read them and heart them. And I appreciate you spending your time with me. So I should be back in about 2 weeks, ish, you know, give or take. And I hope you're all doing well. I hope you get to be doing what you want to do, and stay happy and healthy and stitch away. Bye.